The initial users will be tested through memorizing the words below. They'll just simply take this exam, and I'll be recording the time it takes for them to how long it takes them to memorize. It shouldn't take them longer than 5 seconds just to look through this list and then go to the next one. So I say please memorize the words below, and it's just Death Note, beer mug, $50 card, $1,000 card, Slim Can, Camel Pack cigarettes, Super Mario Land game, 6-star Dragon Ball, TARDIS, bowling pin, bowling lane, Duff beer, and okay, I read through all of them, so then I go next. Um, and I need to write down as many words as I can, so it's like Duff beer, bowling lane, bowling pin, slur, now let's say these are all the ones I can remember, and I can't remember anymore, so then I go on and just finish the survey. So I say Michael do, and I put my student ID, and I submit my response. So then I would be able to see their response here in the Google form, and I can create a spreadsheet from this response, or I could just input it into a Google Doc. So I see that there's this many, they got this many words right. Maybe they get something wrong, but they can only remember those much. My name and student ID. I can see based on responses, each individual basis. And if I create a new spreadsheet, I can just look at that from here, and it lists it, and we can see when they took it, when it's done, and we can see just more information about it. So this would just keep all the responses nice and neat and help with testing. To begin with, the user will click the start timer and then proceed to go one by one through each item and object and memorize what their name is directly of the label. As they hover over it, they'll be able to see what it means. They can interact with it, they can do anything with it. And so, for example, going through one run is clicking, the timer will go. This is a beer mug, I can look at it, a Slurm cam, Camel Pack, $1,000, $50, a Game Boy, Super Mario Land game, bowling pin, Duff beer, TARDIS, a bowling alley, and then a Death Note. And then I'd go over here and I'd click it again, and so I'd record this time. It took them 28 seconds. They took 28 seconds to memorize everything, or at least whatever they could. And I'll include like missing things, like like someone might have missed this Dragon Ball here, and they might have gone all the way around and just missed it. So that'd be including, and this would be the test for one person. And then I would just simply reload this, and then the timer goes back to 0, and we have everything again. And I do this for every single person. After finishing the VR testing, the users will be taken to this memory test survey where I'll be asking them questions on how much they remember. So they input their name, so I know who's responding, and they put in their ASU ID, and then they would write down as many words as they could remember from the VR testing. So it'd be maybe like a Slurm can, Dragon Ball, Death Note, a Duff beer. There's also like a bowling alley or bowling lane, bowling pin. And let's say that's all I can remember. So I just put those things down and then I click submit. And then once their response is submitted, I can then go to my own testing form and look at the individual testing and see that Michael Dew has done this, and I look at how many he could memorize out of 14, because there's 14 objects in my VR environment. So Slurm, Dragon Ball, Death Note, Duff Beer, Bowling Lane, Bowling Pin. And I would record this data down in somewhere in Excel, and I'd compare between multiple students, how exactly they memorized and tested it, and see maybe specific ones, like maybe a lot of people weren't getting like Duff Beer memorized, or a lot of people got bowling lane and bowling pin. A lot of people memorized that. I look into specifics and see maybe there's like certain reasons for that, or maybe VR is just better when certain words are made and like more extraneous and more unknown objects are popped up. And so I just be recording this for a lot of people. As this is just the VR testing in which yeah, I'll be testing that.